Okay, so because I started this challenge before I filmed it, there actually isn't an intro. So this is me, a month later, coming in to say hi and welcome to How Many Books Can I Read in 24 Hours? You will also notice that my hair is pink in the video. So I went from having no fringe with pink hair with a fringe because I cut it randomly at 8 a.m. in the morning to finishing with pink hair but coming at you with brown hair in the edit. So I hope you enjoy the video. That's what I have to say. Okay, so it's been, I don't know if you can see that, 24 minutes because I wanted to finish this book, which is Sign of the Four by Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm going to give it 2 stars. It's pretty average. Talking like, oh, I wish I had a British accent so that when I talked about the books it would sound really cool. And she was talking about Throttled by Lauren Asher. And I was like thinking, I'm British. However, see, Destiny likes the British accent. I like the Australian accent, so good I might. I am going to read Ugly Love by Miss Hoover. So I'm gonna start the timer and just read this until I want to give out. So let's stop. And I am mapping it so you'll be able to see how much time it actually takes me to read each book. I've been reading it for an hour, exactly an hour, and I am 57 pages in, and I found this playlist on Spotify. It's the one with the book writing on it, and it's actually pretty good. So I'm doing this whole reading for 24 hours, literally over the span of God knows how long. I started it on Saturday, and it's now Thursday, and I finished Ugly Love in 5 hours 28. But that also means that we have to pick another book from the pile. So let's go have a look at my pile. That sounded weird. Okay, this is the pile of books quickly because my camera is about to die. I'm kind of feeling The Bird Room by Chris Killen. Don't really know what it's about, but hopefully it'll take me less than it's going to take 3 hours to read the whole thing. I feel like this is going to be a real quick one. It is now the following Saturday, so I've been reading for 24 hours for a week. Literally just a week, and it's 8:30 in the morning, almost halfway through it. It's a very easy read language wise, but the content is kind of odd, and so far I have been reading it for 47 minutes. So, timer. It's just taking a while. So, I'm gonna do some reading. It is very freaking cold. I'm so cold. Not aided by the fact that I am drinking this coffee. Anyway, I wanted to talk again because I've just finished The Bird Room by Chris Killen. It took me 2 hours 16 minutes to read, so I'm now at hour 8. And I wrote a review and I wrote, it's not bad, it's not great, it's just odd. I like the sort of disjointed narrative, how all the characters are linked and there's no specific, it's just not subsequential, it is just what it is. So I'm gonna put that aside, and I still have 5 more, but the thing is I really want to read The Song of Achilles. I've been wanting to read this since I first saw it. Probably first saw it in 2020, but I really want to annotate it, and I really want to have gradients of blue, blue markers, which I don't have, or just pushing it back because I don't have blue tabs. I also don't have the money to purchase blue tabs, apart from Daisy Jones and The Six. Also be my first Taylor Jenkins read book, and I don't know if this is a good one to start with. I know quite a few people on book talk and stuff have started with this book. I just don't know if it's what's best for me. Like, maybe I should have read Malibu Rising over the summer, but I didn't. I don't know. I feel like I'll like it, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna go on my Goodreads, check in maybe when I'm like halfway through. Okay, last time we checked in was yesterday. I have now started it and I have read half an hour's worth of it and I'm like on page 30 or something, I don't know. So this is how far I got into the book. Hi guys, weird things happening. So I got a dry cough yesterday. This 24-hour readathon is wild. Yesterday I developed a dry cough. Obviously COVID symptoms. And I found some tests and I was like, oh, I'm negative. I tested negative twice, last night and this morning. However, I'm not going on to my thing today. I had a crit today, but there's no point me going because if I do have it, but like, I have the symptoms, but I don't have it, it's easier to self-isolate. My friend, Sky, tested positive. What I want to say is my head is feeling better today. I sound like a Tory, I promise I'm not. My head's feeling better today, so I'm hoping to get some reading done on Daisy Jones and Six, because I've not been able to like pick up a book in a couple days, and I cannot breath on. And it's like quite frustrating. I'm laughing because I don't actually have COVID and all of this is happening at such like a peak time in my uni career. But it's like I can't even stare at a laptop screen either. I just sort of have to sit and exist until my head doesn't hurt because I don't have any ibuprofen. Like I have no drugs. So I'm kind of raw dogging this whole COVID thing. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to chat because I am 41 minutes into this book and I've not read very much. I probably would have read more, but my mother called me. Now, the thing is, this book specifically, and it's not that I don't like the book so far, it's just that when, like for a 24-hour reading thing, I don't want to sit through it and finish this, but I don't want to take my bookmark out. Like I'd have this as like my personal read rather than like a read that I do for a video. So, I did get indecisive with the other books I had out and I wrapped them. So I thought that it would be fun, that was quite loud, if we picked out a number and then unwrapped a book. Like a little Christmas. So I've got a Starbucks cup. Give it a little bit of a shake. And then just pick one out. Now I do have some clauses. If I open this book and it's like the second one in the series and I know I've not read the first one, I will pick another one and obviously wrap the other one back up. Like, you know, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Number 26. I'm going to go find that book and I'll bring it right back because it's in my bedroom. I've got number 26 here. It wasn't even that hard to find. It's very small. And I have a feeling it's gonna be part of a series. You know when you get like a horrid feeling? I'm not looking. Is it good? Is it good? Are you fucking serious? I said this. Okay. I can't remember who I was talking to. But I said that there is a third one of One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next. There's a third one coming out in 2023. I saw it on Goodreads. And I know this isn't a part of it. And it's sort of like just like a sister novel. And I do have the ones that follow it. I have The Cousins and then the other one. And I do really enjoy her writing. So this could be a good one to read is a shorty. I was kind of hoping for like an easy peasy romance. I have my other bookmark here. I have the funds too. So let's do that then. That's like Jess is reading another Karen McManus book. This will be my third one this year. Okay, I wanted to do a 1 hour check-in, so I'm almost at an hour. And I'm on page like 50. And so far, I'm kind of enjoying it. It's like slow but fast at the same time. I mean, I've really not read that much, so not really much to go off. I've now finished Two Can Keep a Secret, and Harry Styles is playing in the other room, but I've read for about 15 hours, so I have like 8 left. So I was thinking we could just pick a new book. So I still have Mary Jones and the Sixth, that I actually have been reading to the timer, so I've not like read it without time. Anyway, I'm like reading it in general. So a nice canted angle. My dad is coming tomorrow to pick me up. I haven't packed to go home, but I still have 4 hours and like just under 40 minutes left, which I could do today, but then I'd be finished by like 5ish. So what I've been reading is I have Notes on an Exhibition, which I like just started, but I've not really got into. But I have been reading more of Daisy Jones and the Six, which is kind of wild. And it's so much, even though it's like 320 pages, or actually, is it? Oh no, it's like 400 pages. This is the longest 400-page book I've ever read in my entire life. So I'm at the Aurora part, which is fun, but I have this deep desire to read them by part rather than by like scenes or like sub-chapters, I suppose, where like there's a reintroduction in like the documentary. I think I can get this finished in under the time frame. But then I did maths, and it was going to take me 5 hours to read the rest of the book, which would take me to 4 thingies, which would be 4 books in 24 hours. And I'm quite a slow reader. I'm at 2013, so I have about just under 4 hours left. And I'm like 3 parts away from the end of this book. I'm at the Aurora World Tour, which is like the biggest one left. And I spoiled part of the book for myself, seeing how many like parts I had left, or like subparts I had left. So I know who like wrote the book, not as in like this book, but like, you know, if you've read the book, you'll understand what I'm saying. The book within the book, or like the documentary interviewee kind of thing. And I'm like kind of shook by it, but I'm hoping I've not just like misread it. So obviously, I feel like it's now almost 5 o'clock on the 11th of December. So I feel like there is a high chance I could finish this tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get a 5th book in, but I guess I know I do have some really thin books on my TBR pile. Or like just like my book piles in general. So there's a high possibility I could bash one of those out, but we'll see. I just wanted to keep you updated. I feel like I've not done that, you know? So, I mean, why not? Okay, my camera battery is definitely going to die, and I'm not going to be able to tell. But with 2.5 hours left, I have finished Daisy Jones, I think. I really enjoyed it. I found it really slow at the beginning, but I sort of grew to love it. And I'm going to go back and highlight I took some pictures whilst I was reading, so I'm going to go back and highlight certain phrases that I really liked. I was like, I'm going to do it in yellow because I thought the title was in yellow, but it's not. But the spine is, so I'm going to grab a yellow highlighter. I have like 2 hours left, and I'm going to eat dinner and then continue finishing the challenge for tonight. Because my whole collection of books here, or like my whole TBR review is wrapped, picked out some of my thinnest books. Now obviously these are unnumbered, like in the corners and stuff. But I do have more wrapping paper, and I'm gonna pick one at random. So obviously it depends. If I feel like I could actually finish a book, I'm probably more likely to pick it. But if I unwrap a book and I think, oh, I won't be able to finish this, then that's fine. I'm feeling like it could be a romance. I might try and unwrap this as neatly as I can, just in case I don't want to read it again. I can like try and slide it back into the paper. Maybe this is when the coffee gets cold. Oh, it is. So what the fuck is this? Oh, it must be Into Darkness, which is a poetry book. And the coffee gets cold. I am going to stick with Before the Coffee Gets Cold. That is the book I'm going to go into next. Oh my god. So, this is my final check-in. It says 23:46. So technically I still have 15 minutes, but I've officially read for the time frame of 24 hours. I was going to say seconds. 24 hours. It took me 9 days because I had split it up over 9 days. And these are all the books I read. So I read 4.5 books. So I'm going to take you through them and tell you what I think. So first we have Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which I gave 4 stars. I read this 5.5 hours to read. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Tate and Miles. Some parts I wasn't too keen on, but all in all, I quite enjoyed it. It is more leaning towards one of my favourite Colleen Hoover books because I really didn't like some of her books that I read. It does make me want to read more of her books than the fact that I didn't like her books to begin with. So there's that. It was like fun. It wasn't hard to read, and there wasn't like a major plot twist. It's like sometimes I don't like when books have a major plot twist because it makes me feel like something bad's gonna happen and I don't want something bad to happen. My next book I read is The Bird Room by Chris Killen. This only took me 2 hours and 16 minutes, and considering I'm quite a slow reader, I'm actually kind of shocked. But I don't really, it's not that I don't know how to think about this book, it's that it's quite different from every other book I've ever read in my life. The narrative is sort of disjointed, and I gave it 2 stars, so it's not like amazing. So when MJ Highland said it was astonishingly good, it was sort of just average. It is a mid book. I don't know what you want me to say about that. My third book, and the book that took me the longest, Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. This took me 7 hours to read. And I'm like confused about how it took me 7 hours to read a book that is the same length as Ugly Love. I can't really figure it out. But we roll with it. I gave this 3 stars, and I give all of her books like 3-4 stars because I think they're really good books and I find them really entertaining. And they don't really have too many faults. But because I'm not in love with it, I can't score it higher. So it's like, I would recommend this book to someone else. Is it my favourite Karen McManus book? No. But it left you sort of like on a cliffhanger. So I know this is sort of like a sister series to the One of Us is Lying. And I don't know if The Cousins is with like this book or not. Like it doesn't tell you like why he took them. Unless it did and I'm just really stupid. Next, I was flitting between 2 books. So I had Notes on an Exhibition by Patrick Gale, and then I read and finished Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's my first TJR book, and I'm not gonna lie, it started really slow and I kind of hated it at the beginning. I was like, I'm gonna have to read this book for the sake of reading this book. And then it got to about like there. And I was like, I love this book. Let me consume this whole book. And it only took me 4 hours and 47 minutes. So under 5 hours to read a book that is longer than Ugly Love. I don't get it. See, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know how to make it make sense because it just doesn't. But I love this book. I gave it a 4 stars, and I'm leaning to more like 4.5 stars because it made me happy, and it makes me really want to watch Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's like there's so much tension between love, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and it's quite comforting. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it is exactly what a documentary telling of a band from that era is like. And I think there's elements of realism I just really liked. So I really enjoyed it. I really did. And in the last book, which you would have just seen me unwrap, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, I'm on part 3. I'm on the sisters. And my favourite one so far is probably Husband and Wife. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the first part got me really excited. The Lovers, it made me really excited. And I love that the book that the woman was reading was called The Lovers. I thought that was a nice little wrap up. So I'm on the sisters, and I stopped here on purpose because it had like a clang dong, and I hate not stopping on chapter ends, but obviously the parts are kind of big, and I wouldn't have finished it within the 24-hour time frame, which is fine, but it would have pissed me off. And I have other stuff I need to do. So I'm gonna put some down at the point where I'm at, and I'm gonna pick it back up just for general reading leisure. I'm actually really enjoying Toshikazu's style of writing. I really enjoy it. So, and I know there are 2 more books because I saw them on Goodreads the other day. But yeah, those are all the books I read. I'm really happy with them. Let me know what you thought of these books, and if like the second and third one in this book is good, or if you've read The Cousins, let me know if it's good, or if you have a favourite Colin Hoover book, let me know. But yeah, those are the books I read. Mary Chrysler.